Hi everyone, it's Tanishka here. As you can see, back in Australia, no longer in Bali, not in Kansas anymore, Toto. It is the equinox today, so I just felt to do a shout out about that. The equinox is, of course, the halfway point between the seasons, and so this is a very powerful vortex, and one that we can harness if we understand the lesson, and also how to really embrace the energies. So the equinox is when we are, it's the shifting into the seasons. And so for those of us in the southern hemisphere, it's the autumn equinox today. In Tantra, this was known as the Black Wedding. Dun, 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 dun. Sounds pretty full on. Well, yeah, it kind of is in a way. It's the most testing time for relationships because it's the beginning of the fall, the descent into the darker months. And so this is when we're most likely to really be unable to not see the shadow in our significant others, whether that's, usually the people that we share intimate space with, such as children, partners, even work colleagues. So, thank you for your lovely comments. So, yeah, this is a time for not necessarily throwing the baby out with the bathwater, but opening up a dialogue about some of the unconscious thoughts and behaviors and the impact of those, so that you can bring the light of awareness into the shadow, which is what the lesson is of this time. If we don't understand that, we can scapegoat each other and crucify each other for our shadow, for our unconscious thoughts and behaviors. And so that's why I say it's the most challenging time for partnerships. This is when often arguments will be cyclic, so you return and thrash out the same old issues, and each time we do that, they can escalate. So it's really important that where possible, we seek to understand how to live in alignment with the natural cycles. And for those in the southern hemisphere, this is a time of beginning your descent consciously, so working with the shadow. For those who are interested in knowing more, I've got a 13 Moons course starting for the next new moon. So you can check that out on my website, themoonwoman.com. There's a free webinar next Monday about that. Sunday, for those of you on the other side of the dateline, if you want to know more. So, if you can hear some strange noises behind me, I don't know if this camera will pick it up. This is where I live, in the forest on top of a mountain, an hour out of Melbourne. It is literally the sound of trees having sex. It sounds like an animal in pain, and I was a bit concerned when I started hearing these noises. But it's actually gum trees rubbing together. Which is kind of ironic. They're getting more action than I am, so happy for them. But I raised this because it's synonymous with the cover of my book, Creating Sacred Union Within, which is, about the fact that we all have the tree of life within us, which is the chakra system. And if we're to become a beautiful whole tree, with a skirt of roots and a skirt of branches, as above, so below, we need to be able to balance our feminine, masculine side. And that is what the equinox is about. It's the time of not just equal light and dark, but it's also, a time of balancing feminine, masculine. So the qualities of action and reflection. So if you don't have a journal practice, and if you've been go, 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 this is a great time to do a mini retreat. I'm actually on day 2 of a juice fast. Yes, I'm craving cheese. So traditionally, the equinoxes, because it's a time of heightened energy, it's supposedly the easiest time to do a detox, a cleanse, a fast. So to, you know, reset your body and restore the balance. So if the idea of doing a juice fast is not palatable, consider other sort of less stringent detox ideas like skin brushing. This is an Ayurvedic technique, great to do before your morning shower with a loofah or a skin brush. Start in at the bottom of your body, at your feet, and in circular motions work all the way up. Just avoid breast tissue. That helps promote detoxification through the skin pores and gets rid of old dead cells. You might want to create a simple ritual for yourself. I did that yesterday with a girlfriend for the start of this 3-day vortex, where we consciously looked at what it is that we were releasing from the past astrological year, and what it is that we're now setting clear intention for bringing in. So Imelda says all the cheese, yes. You know, other ways, I met people in Bali that do regular enemas, bless them, and also use the neti pump to cleanse out the sinuses. So any of these techniques are great to do over the equinox. Or you might just want to hold off from, you know, drinking alcohol for the next 3 nights. But the clearer you are, the more shifts that you'll experience. Do be careful if you're doing any sort of, you know, recreational drugs during these vortexes. There's more chance of, you know, being ungrounded, experiencing what's called Kundalini emergent psych, which is the same as a psychotic episode, basically. So, yeah, this is a time to be grounded and clear. For those in the northern hemisphere, this is the spring equinox. So this is the return of hope, of inspiration, of growth. What I've channeled, my understanding in the journey around the Wheel of 8 to be in sacred union with heaven and earth, with the cosmos cycles and the seasonal cycles, is that the spring equinox is the marriage to self. So this is a time when we really consider what our needs are on all levels. So we're not fully available to others just yet. Often, or again, what my knowing is that this would be a period of celibacy for the next oh gosh, however many weeks is it, 6 to 8 weeks, until Beltane, which was the consummation of the annual marriage rite. So, yeah, if you're kind of feeling like you're not open to intimacy, you may well be tuning into the seasonal wheel if you're in the Northern Hemisphere. So this is a beautiful time to do rituals of renewal, and of calling back the inner maiden or the child, the part of you that, you know, may have felt overwhelmed with the shadow of the world, the shadow of those around you in autumn and winter. And this is a time of coming out of your cave, reconnecting with friends, and yeah, planning things that will help you to feel lighthearted. So yeah, look, there's my thoughts on the equinox today. Wherever you are in the world, you might also like to just do a simple meditation to visualize the infinity symbol, restoring the balance of sacred feminine masculine on the planet, starting with yourself. So yeah, I wish you all the best and blessings. And for those of you that are doing any sort of rebalancing work, sacred union work, know that you're doing this for the collective and it's deeply appreciated. All right, ciao for now.